Imagine this. It's 1973, a small windowless room at the Stanford Research Institute in California. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead. A man named Ingo Swann sits in a chair, eyes closed, breathing steady. Across from him, two scientists, Hal Puthoff and Russell Targ. They watch in silence. On the table, nothing but a sealed envelope with coordinates scribbled inside. No maps, no photos, just numbers. Swann leans back. His voice comes out flat, almost bored. He says, "I see rings, giant rings, around a planet. Gas giant, yellowish, storms swirling." The scientists glance at each other. Those coordinates? Jupiter. Voyager 1 wouldn't photograph those rings for another 6 years. Welcome to The Mysterious Huntsman, the podcast where we peel back the classified layers of the impossible. I'm your host, Paul, and tonight we're stepping through a door that the government tried to weld shut in 1995. Project Stargate. Not the TV show, the real one. The one where CIA, the DIA, and the U.S. Army spent 23 years and $20 million on training psychic spies to walk through walls, peer across continents, and maybe, just maybe, see things that were never meant for the human eyes to see. This isn't Ancient Aliens or Crystal Skulls. This is Declassified. This is black budget, and the deeper you look, the weirder it gets. Let's rewind back to the beginning. In 1972, the Cold War is ice cold. U.S. intelligence catches wind of something terrifying. The Soviets are pouring money into parapsychology, ESP, psychokinesis, and remote viewing. They're training soldiers to read minds and kill goats just by staring at them. Yeah, that part's real. It inspired the men who stare at goats. The Pentagon's reaction? There's no way we can let the Reds win the psychic arms race. So the CIA quietly funnels cash to SRI, Puthoff and Targ, laser physicists who somehow end up running psychic experiments. Start testing gifted civilians. Ingo Swann, an artist and self-proclaimed psychic. Pat Price, a retired police commissioner who could apparently describe a secret Soviet submarine base in the Urals like he was standing in the parking lot. They develop a protocol, coordinate remote viewing. Give the viewer nothing but random numbers, no front loading, no hints. Just look. And the hits start piling up. Price nails a classified CIA facility in Virginia down to the filing cabinets and the color of the carpet, while sitting 3,000 miles away. Swann sketches Jupiter's rings before NASA knows they even exist. One viewer locates a downed Soviet Tu-95 bomber in the African jungle carrying a nuke. Another describes a secret North Korean plutonium cache years before satellites confirm it. By 1977, the program goes military. Fort Meade, Maryland, code names change like they're trying to lose a tail. Grill Flame, Center Lane, Sunstreak, finally Stargate. A hand-picked unit of Army intelligence officers and civilian viewers, people like Joseph McMonigal, Lynn Buchanan, and David Morehouse, start taking operational missions. Hostage locations in Beirut, Scud missile sites during Desert Storm. They even allegedly helped track a U.S. spy plane that went down behind the Iron Curtain. The viewers called it the ether, a place outside space and time where information just floats. They'd go into a light trance, sketch what they saw, and then hand the drawings to the analyst. Sometimes the sketches matched satellite photos exactly. Sometimes they were off, maybe by a building. Sometimes they described things that didn't exist yet. But here's where the official story cracks. In 1995, the CIA commissions an outside review. The American Institutes for Research looks at the data and says, "Nah, these are just statistical flukes. No operational value. The program is shut down. Files are declassified. End of story." Except, it's not. The conspiracy layer starts right there. First red flag. The review was rushed. One of the statisticians, Jessica Utz, actually said that the results were statistically significant, far beyond chance. She was overruled. The guy who wrote the final "it doesn't work" conclusion, a skeptic who already decided that psychics were nonsense before he even read a single file. Second, some of the viewers swore that the program never really ended. It just went black, deep black, buried inside other special access programs where the oversight is, let's just say, flexible. Third, and this is where it really gets Stargatey, some remote viewers claim that they weren't just seeing Soviet bunkers. They were seeing other things. They were seeing Mars, ancient structures under the dust, beings that weren't human, timelines that hadn't happened yet. One viewer described a portal on the far side of the moon. Another said he watched the assassination of JFK from the shooter's mind. Was Stargate a cover-up for something bigger? A backdoor to MK Ultra's psychic cousin? A way to weaponize consciousness itself? Or, wildest theory of all, was it the U.S. government's clumsy first contact with whatever lies on the other side of the veil? Declassified documents? Yes, you can read them on the CIA's own website. They're describing non-human entities and craft that defied physics. And it's all there. The agency filed them under anomalous, never followed up, or so they say. Don't forget, we're talking about the CIA. Let me read you something that gives me chills. From a 1984 session transcript, declassified in 2017, the viewer states, "I'm standing on a red sand. The sky is wrong. There's 2 small moons. They're buried structures. Old, very old. They're watching me." The monitor says, or asks, "Can you describe the watchers?" The viewer says, "Not human, tall, very thin. They know I'm here." The session ends with the viewer in tears. Coincidence? Hallucination? Or did a government employee just remote view something that NASA still won't talk about? Even the name Stargate feels like a tell. Hollywood made a movie about interstellar portals using the exact same word years later. Is this life imitating art? Or art imitating classified reality? So what do we do with all this? The skeptics say it was 20 years of expensive woo-woo stuff, random guesses dressed up as science, confirmation bias on steroids. The believers, and there are plenty of them, including some of the viewers who went public, say that the government found something so powerful they had to bury it. Because if one person can sit in a room, let's say in Maryland, and watch a Russian general open up a safe in real time, what else can they watch? Your thoughts right now? Your dreams tonight? The final Stargate file was closed in 1995, but the ether is still open. And some nights when the world gets a little too quiet, you can almost hear it whispering back, can't you? If you've had a remote viewing experience, if you've worked on anything related to this, or if you just want to tell me I'm full of it, drop it in the comments. I'll take any of it. So, until then, keep your mind closed or don't. They might already be looking in. Please like and follow and share. Click all those buttons that apply, and we will talk soon, guys. Thanks for listening, and remember, the hunt continues.